10 signs that you will be poor. You have probably seen books, articles, videos, and audios titled How to Be Poor, How to Be Rich, How the Rockefellers Built and Maintained Their Wealth, How to Become Rich, and How to Manage Money. In fact, there is a video with the same title on this channel. The purpose of these videos is usually to empower the viewer so that they can drastically increase their income thanks to the advice they receive and the people they read about. Becoming rich is hard work. Waking up early, exercising to be fit enough to work, meditating, carrying out activities diligently every day, saving diligently, and so on are other difficulties. At the other extreme is poverty. On this channel, we have talked a lot about how to become rich, so it is natural that now we explain to you how to choose the easier option, becoming poor. The following unorthodox tips will tell you how to become poor in the simplest and fastest way possible. Avoid knowledge if you want to become poor. The easiest way is to exclude knowledge. 1. Avoid trying to learn new and innovative ways to improve your work efficiency. 1. Avoid people who try to present new ways to improve your business. And 3. 1. Above all, mock and ridicule those who seem to have more knowledge than you. 1. To illustrate this point, I would like to introduce you to Jack. 1. Jack's family runs a clothing store on the street in a small town in the world. On the same street, there are other stores that sell textile products and the competition is tough, but Jack's family's store manages to survive. Of course, revenues and profits are not high, but Jack, who currently runs the store, is confident that the store will continue to exist as before. Now Winnie, a friend of Jack's, observed the business and saw that it had the potential to grow if only Jack and his family were inventive. So she offered him advice on how to increase the number of customers, how to make the business more attractive than competitors, and how to reduce the costs of the business to increase profits. But Jack believed in the beliefs of his predecessor. The business has always survived, he continued. However, Jack's competitors did not have the same attitude towards knowledge, and a couple of years after Winnie had given him valuable advice that could have saved his business, Jack closed the business due to relentless losses. We cannot confirm that Jack fell into poverty, but we can assume that it did not work out very well for him and his family since he closed their main source of income. Understand that the world owes you everything, so all you have to do is complain about everything until the world gives you what you want. After all, like Mark Zuckerberg and others who did not take a degree, you will become a multi-billionaire. Susie is one of these people. Not a day goes by that she doesn't complain about something. If she's not complaining about her disadvantaged condition, she'll complain about having to stay up late to finish her work, or because she's not paid overtime. This is because she's not paid overtime for working late like her other colleagues. The company can't pay for a decent meal. These are complaints that Susie often cites. To be poor, you have to be like Susie. She understands that the world owes her everything and complains bitterly when she doesn't get what she wants. In addition, try not to mention the role you may have played in getting your current position. After all, your complaint about your boss making you work overtime without paying you may get little attention when your audience realizes that it was because you procrastinated and didn't deliver the work on time. What are good money habits? People who want to become rich are told to develop good money habits. Save every paycheck. Avoid borrowing judgmentally, make a budget, and keep track of every penny spent and invest wisely. Just ask Randy Joe. Randy wanted to become rich, so he did what anyone who wants to be rich would do. He made a lot of money. Wisely, he turned to Mark, a rich and successful man with the kind of wealth that Randy wanted to accumulate when he was Mark's age. Mark gave Randy good advice. He gave him advice on how to invest and how to get the best price for the money invested. He shared his knowledge on the best ways to make a budget and keep track of expenses and strongly emphasized the need to have good savings habits. After listening to his advice, Randy was excited to start his journey to wealth. However, he did not see the need to start saving immediately. He also ignored Mark's advice on investments, entrusting his money to a friend who spoke passionately about the profitability of the business in which Randy was investing. In the end, Randy did not do very well financially. This shows that if you ignore all the good money habits that successful people talk about, you can easily end up in a financial quagmire. Self-discipline is for rigid people. One of Joyce's goals in life is not to be defined as a rigid person. She has seen many severe people walking around with rigid schedules, daily to-do lists, motivational books, and confident smiles. She doesn't mind the last one, but she doesn't like to be perceived as severe. For this reason, she is never seen trying to make a point of what she needs to do to achieve her goals, nor sitting down to write them down. For a person like her, self-knowledge is so stale that she doesn't need to look inside herself to discover her purpose. Her habits are as they are. There is no need to adopt new habits that might be better for achieving her goals. It's true, Joyce earns only a few dollars more than the minimum wage, but at least she has a free spirit that is not tied to a calendar or anything else. She is not a rigid and self-disciplined person. Don't apologize for procrastinating. If procrastinators joined together, world peace would be achieved. Procrastinating goals and tasks is a challenge that most people face. Procrastination is also one of the shortest paths to poverty. Nancy, a first-class procrastinator, was determined to start her final year design project tomorrow. Yesterday, she couldn't start her project because of drama in her dormitory. Yesterday, she couldn't start her project because of the drama in the dormitory. Soon, the 8 months turned into 6 months, and there were only a few days left to complete the project. After sleepless nights and abundant amounts of coffee, she managed to complete her final year design project. Naturally, she managed to complete the project. Even today, she hears that if she hadn't almost killed herself in the last days to complete the project, she would have become poor. So, if you want to be poor, get into the habit of procrastinating and don't feel guilty about it. What others say is right. Adapting to what others say is another easy way to become poor. People always have a lot of opinions about what goals you should pursue, what friends you should hang out with, and, in short, how you should live. Once you start accepting what people say about you, no matter how hard it is, you start changing yourself to be more lovable or acceptable to them, essentially erasing everything you are. It is easy to become poor. If friends, family, or acquaintances make proposals about your career or money, don't think twice. It is important to stay close to friends and family. Felix has always been a conformist and has been the target of unwanted advice because he did not have clear career and money goals. When he started college, he listened to his brother, and 4 years later, he came out with a degree in literature that he didn't know what to do with. A few years after college, he saw his friends starting families and decided he wanted to do the same. Being a conformist made him lose sight of his career path and ultimately led to a life of poverty. Walter started drinking at a friend's birthday party during his first year of college and has continued this habit ever since. When he received his first salary at his first job, he spent almost half of it on drinking with friends, and for the pleasure of this first salary. Later, he did not spend 50% of his monthly income on drinking, but he still spent a significant amount on alcohol. When, almost 10 years later, he came across an alcoholics meeting, he had almost nothing available. This is the path of most addicts, as the urge to feed the addiction is almost uncontrollable. If you are looking to avoid poverty, if you don't need mind-altering substances or other addictions, stay away from them. However, if your goal is poverty, you will develop addictions to drugs, gambling, and other similar behaviors. If you are looking to transmit poverty to your generation, in addition to being poor, transmit these tips to your children and their children. Being poor is easy. All you have to do is sit down and wait for the world to make all the decisions for you. In short, if you want to be poor, 1. Avoid knowledge. 2. Have the attitude that the world owes me everything and complain about everything. 3. Avoid good money habits. 4. Avoid discipline. 5. Procrastinate and don't apologize. 6. Suppress my opinions because everyone else is right. 7. We invite you to comment to allow us to improve the content produced. A like from you would be a source of pride for us, and don't forget, of course, to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next publications.